Well,
Dope.
Then I guess we can start whenever you want. Stuff.
Which is the secret cue for he's already recording. You're just not on top of it.
Wait, can I go now? Welcome to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of Le Champ or Lucky Track Dog you run, SCCA or NASA, we won't discriminate. We even think you Drifto Hella Flush peeps are right, as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, as well as news and notes from the world of low buck and amateur endurance racing. It might be on the spot, hella sweet or but terrible, but if you're lucky, Chrissy might give you just the tip. Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mental.
And we are Everyone Racers. Thank you for coming back and listening to another Disco-tastic episode of our podcast. We are on episode Studio 54. We're dancing. You can't see us, but we are getting down. So, Hefe, what are you working on?
I'm singing. Oh, I was singing disco songs.
What are you working on?
All right. So in the last 7 days, I did not touch a single wrench or enter the garage for 1 second. I did attend the Penn State game versus Ohio State game of the year. It was a nighttime game, so that meant it like putting the dogs in the kennel and getting a hotel room in Harrisburg and all those other things and finding a sitter for the 10-year-old. And it was the most exciting game. The most people who have ever attended a Penn State football game. It was 110,889 screaming fans dressed in white, and we lost in the last minute. So
it was so sad. I was watching, I was standing, I was yelling, and then it was sad. And then
I genuinely feel your pain because this year Scott Frost is back coaching the Huskers, and I'm a Nebraska alumni, and it has not been a good season despite how excited everyone was to have him back. So
it's tough. I grew up an Eagles fan, so I'm used to losing, but like I'm going to tell you that there was a full-grown adult male, like not even a college student age, like past college. Sober as a judge. Change that. That's not good this week. Sober as a Kavanaugh joke. Nation missed everyone. I actually wasn't trying that. Sober as a priest. That doesn't work. Oh God, I don't know.
Sober.
Yeah, a sober dude.
Sober is the dishwashing fairy.
Thank you. Sober as a dishwashing fairy.
That's a good one.
He was sobbing for at least 20 minutes after the game with his head in his hands. And his buddy was like, come on, man, like tapping him on the shoulder like it's not so bad. But honestly, I mowed half of my lawn and then it got too dark. And I guess I mailed like a wedding license to some town in Massachusetts. Is that progress?
It is some paperwork that is necessary.
That's the only paperwork more important than the Citroen paperwork.
Yeah. Right. Okay, back to Penn State game.
Bingo starts early.
Leaving the Penn State Stadium when they lose is the saddest place. I swear, because it's so big, it's worse than leaving Lincoln.
It's
Financial.
100,000 depressed people all driving on one lane of road.
It's very sad.
They really did a horrible placement for the largest sports stadium in the state. It's like dead in the middle, and there's only 2 roads in and 2 roads out, and each of those roads only have 1 lane in each direction.
So everybody's going is sad.
That's all I did. So let's move on. Chris, what you working on?
I just kind of putzed around with the MG a little bit at a time when I can, making slow progress, working on getting the interior glued, the carpeting re-glued back on, and refitting some trim panels, and it's very boring, but it's progress. It's working on the MG. So, yeah. Mental, what are you doing?
So I got the Champ in the garage, got it up on jack stands, and step one, because we had the rusty fuel tank that Steve the dishwashing fairy found me a replacement for, so I started to address the fuel system. Step one, remove four clogged fuel filters somewhere in that line.
Been there.
Now,
and one of them is factory. The rest of them are just still there. And
That's my question.
is that, and they are horribly clogged. It is terrible. And then I picked up the other Plymouth that's going to have me sleeping on the couch for a while, the 52 Cranbrook from our rally buddies back in the Babe days. And of course, as I go to get it, the wheel bearing seizes up and we have to push it onto the trailer.
Nice.
Yeah, with Neil's Saab 97 5.3 liter that he's actually trying to get rid of. And the VFR now needs chain and sprockets because I've been riding it to work for a month.
Wow,
And then,
that's good.
And then, so I'm clearing out my garage. So I put a bunch of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. You remember the conversation we had with JG about how just people are stupid and the ridiculous crap. So I decided not to do 5 Mile or Craigslist or any stuff. Oh, Facebook Marketplace, right? Because then everyone's semi-vetted. No. People on Facebook Marketplace are just as stupid. And this is an actual text exchange I had with a guy on Facebook Messenger. Hey, I'm coming to get your drill press. Okay, it's fine. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be a little late. I just got pulled over. All right, well, let me know when you're ready. Nope, I'm going to jail. Hey, officer, I know you're arresting me for an outstanding warrant for God knows what outstanding warrant. I just need to send this Facebook Messenger thing real quick or I'm going to get bad rep on my trading. Oh, God. And another guy sends me a thing. Hey, I'm a disabled vet and I'd really like your drill press, but I've got to drive from like this town that's really far away. Oh, that's interesting. I'm also a vet and your town is 24 miles from where I live. Oh, but I drive an F-150 and it gets really bad gas mileage. I drive a Suburban. Oh, I've got to work during the week. I'm a school teacher. It takes me 45 minutes to get one way. Okay, here's the PayPal. I'll come get it Sunday. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, suckers on the internet. Chrissy, what are you not selling this week?
I am not selling anything, I don't think. But maybe we probably should because I think there's a lot on our list of stuff to sell. Anyway, we're wrapping up wedding concerns, cleaning up last signs of all the awesome party that we had. Last weekend we spent the weekend in New Jersey Beach. And we actually relaxed a little, which was awesome. And we're going to do the same this weekend.
And was that your parents I saw in the picture?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
For some reason, it's 76 degrees at the beach in New Jersey in October.
October, because that's normal.
Okay, right.
And it's jump on that, man. Yeah.
We are, and that's why I negotiated with Chris and said we are going to the beach this time, and then all winter I'm going to have to do housework because I want to go to the beach instead of doing housework. And we're doing beautiful weather, so that's what I'm working on. But we have a lady who's been very silent so far. Our favorite top dog is back on the show to talk about many of the West Coast things that we are less likely messing up when we are reporting. Cathy McCause-Fuss is the head honcho at Lucky Dog. She did some corporate BS, but which I'm sure she was awesome at. But now she wants to just get people on track, and she's excited about it. We're so happy to have her here. Cathy, what you working on?
It has been a very crazy week. This is the time of year that we get to do horse trading with racetracks to put together a 2019 schedule. So we'll talk more about that later. We're just back from Indy in Portland, which we got into some major trouble with the Indy organization. We'll tell you about that later.
Oh,
and,
I didn't think we could love you more.
Yeah, we almost got arrested, but that's another story.
What?
Oh, you just get more awesome every time you come on the show. This is great.
Yeah, we're sponsored by a bail bondsman. Did I tell you that?
Oh, even better.
Very useful. I have to say that
it comes in handy. But now we're getting ready for Flocktoberfest, and you guys are helping spread the word, so thank you.
You bet.
Absolutely. So yeah, I have to say that I have a bail bondsman at the end of my block, and every time I drive by and I see the sign, I'm like, is that still a thing? Like bail bonds? Like what is?
Well, didn't they just outlaw that in some state? I thought it was California.
They did, California. California just outlawed it.
Oh no!
Obviously, you guys don't have teenage children. Otherwise, you would be very familiar with it.
No, that's terrible.
No, son's 10.
Jeff is your future. He's only got 3 years until he's a teenager.
Absolutely.
Keep them racing.
Absolutely. Oh,
More
So, I
expensive
guess-
than drugs, but only slightly less destructive.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
All right,
Oh.
so I guess on that happy note, we're ready to move on to Jeff.
News and notes time.
So from our LA field office, we heard a rumor that Buttonwillow has applied for a 2.5-mile track addition last year. And it's on hold for some endangered, I don't know, dust dung beetle bacteria or something. I don't know, something terrible. Because nothing actually lives in the like alkali dust near Buttonwillow, but it's okay.
Seriously.
Hey, it's maybe when the last days go extinct, construction will start. That'll be nice, because then they'll have two really big, long tracks. You get the Thunderschleif over at Thunderhill, and Buttonwillow, it's another 2.5 miles. That'd be pretty amazing. And then the bathrooms would still make you wave your arms so that the lights
they
go
don't.
on.
They
But-
just in there.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
funny
well.
for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chrissy?
Yeah, that probably won't happen. We can keep pushing. It'll probably happen when our motorsports park happens down the street from our house, which is not going to happen. Okay, so I stumbled upon some fantastic news of women in motorsports. So Hallie Deegan became the first woman to win a NASCAR K&N Pro Series race. Anna Carrasco won the World Supersport 300 title, first woman in history to become a motorcycle world champion, which is awesome.
Which honestly is surprising. I'm genuinely surprised that because there's been a lot of females in motorcycles for a while, and that's impressive.
Well, maybe it's in this series. I tried to do as much research as I could on a bunch of these. Naomi Schiff Racing was the KTM Expo Battle champion. Looks like a European circuit. I tried to fancy, really awesome looking cars.
Huh,
but-
I didn't realize they were racing the KTM Expos. They're kind of they're all over the place around here.
Yeah. So Abby Pulling is a two-time British champion in British karting for junior TKM. She looked like she was maybe 13, which is fantastic. So I have to put this caveat on here. I hope someday I won't have to report great things that women are doing in motorsports. But until then, I will find what I share what I find and hope, and we can be excited for the ladies that are doing awesome things in motorsports. That's what I got.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Yeah. In other news of people getting arrested or things.
Well, I'll say I was going to take this and give you the racing news. So, in a shift
sure.
here at Everyone Racers, in Jeff's posted Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not going down without a fight. So the SEC and Tesla had a deal that Elon would have to step down for 2 years as the chair of the board, but not leave the board or chief executive. And Elon, in typical, you know what, I'm going to go on Joe Rogan, have a couple of J's, and decide what I'm going to do with my life. Elon said, F that, and the board has actually backed him. And they threw down a provocative statement saying that the directors were fully confident in Elon, his integrity, and his leadership of the company. And I get that a lot of people start to question his stuff, but again, this is the man that made 2 rockets land at the same time. So I'm on team Elon on this one until he proves me different. And we talked about this when we had Eric Root on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
We'll have the link to the New York Times article in our show notes.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
There you
go
go.
for it.
We'll see what happens with him next week or this week or next week.
I just hope they have
I
another
know.
flamethrower or like a catapult
Yeah.
next time or something.
Oh, I tried to order a flamethrower.
I want a
and they-
trebuchet.
Oh,
Yes, a
I think a
trebuchet.
trebuchet
That'd be
is the way
good.
to
I
go.
want an Elon Musk trebuchet. It'll probably be made of
Exactly.
carbon fiber and be awesome.
if it was that light, then it wouldn't actually.
You could Google that. Trebuchet. World Racing League NOLA Southeast Champion results from last weekend. Saturday, Team GTR was first and Team ART was second. I just thought that was cool. GTR ART. Third was White Lightning. We have no idea what they're driving because we don't have good data from them. Sunday, Noesis. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Second was Team GTR, so they were the returning team. And third were the locals to Mental Casey Carden Motorsports, who are
Get a
breaking
new name.
Chris's name rule. So both winners of GP3 White Lightning and Casey Carden were third overall on the other days. So we also had Champ Car at Harris Hill doing the double 8 down in the Taco and Puffalump division. So Saturday first was Zebra Racing, second was TMA, and third was City Garage Racing. Sunday, TMA took first. CVR Racing or CV rate. I don't know, like the R is part of the CVR. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was second, and Winkler Motorsports took third.
Boring.
Of note, both days, fourth place was Ghetto Chump. So yeah, at least they got a good name. It's fun
That's
to say.
good. So Lemons was at Buttonwillow, and for once we weren't tragic in our predictions of who to watch for the Lemons event, because overall went to, no surprise, Cerveza. It's a boring 5 series, but those guys are just so damn good. And their car always runs at the end of the day. They're not working on it, so they always walk around giving beer out to everybody. So, yeah, good for them. And according to Dan Gillis, they ran another annoyingly clean and consistent race for another well-earned win. Yeah, that basically describes them. And Dan and the rest of the 70s RV team had their Eldorado RV BMW to P3 for the weekend after they lost 6 or 7 laps of penalties. According to Dan, despite printing "Do not step on our wieners" on their steering wheels instructions,
On the steering wheel?
they still
That's amazing.
lost the race by the penalty laps. Serves you right, guys.
Oh, that's kind of hilarious.
Did Dan Gillis say how they stepped on their wiener? They said the black flag, but
only did he say how, he sent us video of them.
Oh,
And it's in the bottom of our show notes. They'll have links to the video because
Vina
they're all
stepping.
excited. Actually, of them Vina stepping. So basically, they were out there being a little red misty, and they admitted fully that it was all them. But it's typical black iron racing type stuff. They were having a great time.
oh, there you go.
All right.
That's what it's all about.
Hella shitty. They were 5th overall. That's good. Alfa Romeo Syndicate Excelente was in 7th. Petty Cash, it was a Jeep Comanche. 16th overall in a Comanche. Well done.
That's good.
That was 4th in B because their BMW broke. No surprise. But the Jeep Comanche, that dominated. All right, good.
Absolutely.
Anton's Volvo broke after 96 laps, but he says apparently it's hilarious to drive with 240 horsepower with that new GM V6 he's got in the thing when it works.
Oh,
and the
was
nine-finger
that the-
drifters. What?
Oh, what motor did you put in that? It was
It's
the
some kind of minivan.
the high
vent
value
out of
one,
it.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Random GM BS.
Yeah.
But they're also, the nice part is that they're about $83 at any junkyard anywhere. So good for them. The GDO man's Corolla managed 258 laps for 40th overall, which is
that's
not
a win.
as awful as it usually is. Yeah, exactly. Well done, sir. Well done, and the whole team.
So the people we suggested were going to do horribly. We actually said the 9-figure drifters didn't have a chance. I guess we lost on that one. But we were pretty right on the rest of them. The B teams, Chotis, was running great. It was like 5th in the top 10 or something like that, and it blowed up. So,
Cathy, do you know those guys? You were cheering for that there when he gave you the news.
Chotis is a great lucky dog team too. So they are absolutely amazing. So they'll get back out there.
Yeah.
I was glad to see Burnell Dabbs back out racing. That Volvo has been with us several times at Laguna Seca. It's usually pretty competitive.
I actually think
they
it's
built a whole
one.
new one because the other one got destroyed. So this one is and they knew they were going to have teething problems. We'll talk about that in a second, but yeah.
Well, what about the Subaru that flipped at Buttonwillow this weekend?
Yeah, that's what we're going to get to it.
It's almost there.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. You may know more than we do.
It was a Suzuki, but yeah. All right.
It was a Lost Gear
Same
Suzuki.
thing, right? It's terrible.
Liana?
Yeah.
Liana? Is that what it is? A Suzuki Liana?
In Europe, it's a Suzuki Liana. In the U.S., it's the Suzuki Aereo. And everyone will be forgiven for not knowing that because Suzuki Aereo. Right?
I'll do that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
that was it was
Go
the
ahead.
car that they use as the original reasonably priced car in Top Gear, that little blue one.
Oh,
so
yes.
This was a little blue one, so that's why they're Lost Gear. That's their theme. And
got it.
Then what happened to that car? Did you see what happened to that, Jeff?
I saw that it rolled. I saw it on its roof, and they said the reasonably priced car has rolled.
We think
but
that
I don't
happened
know what
in Gambon
track.
Corner, but we don't really know.
Yeah. We don't know.
That's a funny joke. You didn't laugh.
Mental just got it.
Yeah. No, I actually don't know what happened other than it must have been the star behind the wheel. The Devil Went Down to Lemons. Their 67 Mini Moke got 100.
Go roll that way back up to the Ranwood Park guys.
I know, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm saying the things I like first.
Fair enough.
Ranwood Park, the Alante Super Troll made 258 laps, which got them 39th. The McDad's A-Fart Lancia Scorpion made 198 laps, which got him 80th. Space Cowboys, we mentioned them when they're Daewoo, Aveo, whatever. They were 107th. Devil Went Down to Lemons were 105th with 109 laps. And Learning to Turn, the 84 Corvette made 201 laps. So they beat the Lancia, they beat the Chevy Daewoo. They did not beat the Alante. So GM on GM, there you go. Chris, what you got?
The Alante was the IOE.
It's coming to Flocktoberfest.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
Awesome.
What a better place for an Alante than Flocktoberfest. I'm sure when some poor fool was strapping that body down into a 747 to fly it to Pininfarina's from Pininfarina's factory to Detroit, which is how all of them made it here, actually, that they were thinking, this one day this is going to be in a $500 race and do really well and then spend a weekend at a chicken ranch. Right?
Getting its aluminum panels dented by DC Doug's fat ass.
Exactly.
All right, I have some the funny ones that I came up with. The teams that got it also managed to get it. So the safety third, my Kim Jong Elantra. Wait for it. Third in Class C.
Whoa!
That's awesome.
North Korea is best Korea.
But that's what they were shooting for. Third. Safety third, right? They didn't want any better, right?
Maybe they were like, oh, we got to go slower.
Slow down.
Come into the pits. Just come in and hang out with us. Okay. The Boiling Hassan Pfeffers, they called it very quick and out front. They solid mid pack. Okay. Dan Gillis, also called the Westboro Fastest Church, and their 67 Opel Cadet, the coolest car on track because it was street driven home from the race. They got 10th in C. That's awesome. The Thundercats, meow. Got 31st place. No one cares about BMW because they did worse. Sumo Western. Who could say this one better than me?
Sumo Western Racing Team.
They got 57 in their Camry. And the Liam Neeson in their Hazard Fraught Fools. The image on the 24 Hours of Racing Instagram on their Nissan hood covered with the Liam Neeson headshot finished 84th. And the Petty Blue Beep Beep team, the Miata, 71st with 212 laps.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to the Liam Neeson team. That car looked amazing. Like every inch was covered with the face of Liam Neeson, and it kind of like all blended together, so it kind of looked like a photo mosaic, like.
Yes,
and the numbers, awesome. Like the numbers stood out. It really kind of it looked fantastic. Good job, guys, except obviously you can't drive. But
they have a very particular set of skills required.
Yeah, it's called theming. That's their skill.
Well, yeah, the West always does theming well.
Yes,
they do. So this weekend, Champ is going to be at one of our favorite tracks, Pitts Race, with an 8+7 Enduro. There are 59 cars, 22 BMWs. Boring. 10 Hondas, 7 Miatas, 2 P cars, and 1 1977 Triumph TR8.
I'm going to call out
interesting stuff, though.
2 interesting cars out of this that I think are fun. A 1989 Chevrolet Beretta, because nothing says performance like a Corsica coupe. And Nuke Proof, a very strange name for a 91 Dodge Stealth, which is an uglier 3000 GT.
Yeah. That's gutsy right there.
Yeah, sure, especially calling it that name. That's like the Titanic. It's unsinkable.
Oh no.
Slower lower racing is still there with the Chevy S10. We got to know these guys. No, we don't. We don't run S10s anymore.
We don't have an S10. Doesn't matter.
So we have nothing.
They should talk to Garage Friends. And what is it? Lucky 7 Racing is running their Triumph TR8. We'll see how. That's probably not going to go well. So
no, but it's going to be awesome at the same time. And I know it falls under the boring category, but 2 Kellys are running a 1988 BMW 635 CSI. That is a beautiful, classic, timeless design, and it is going to do horrible.
Is Scott Bakula driving that one?
Why has no one done a CSI, the TV show theme with one of those?
God, yeah.
Because
so awesome.
someone's just going to be there and say some quip and then take their glasses off and then say the rest of it. Exactly. This car's gonna dominate.
I don't watch that show. All I know is Scott Bakula, so that was my only thing.
Yeah, Scott Bakula was like totally different show, man.
Quantum Leap.
No. He's in CSI New Orleans.
I don't even know.
Well,
if you have a Volkswagen Quantum, you can do a Quantum Leap theme, which was
there you go. That's it. Let's talk.
Even Cathy rolled her eyes at that one.
I know, that was terrible. Let's talk about the sponsors who aren't here before we talk to the sponsors that are here. Extreme Experience puts you in the driver's seat in some of the world's best supercars at over 20 racetracks in America and Canada with no speed limits, no shifting restrictions, and no governors. Head to xxspeed.com to choose your supercar, find a racetrack near you, and start making a story of your own. They have 7 models of exotic supercars to choose from, 20 plus tracks and a year-round location in New Orleans, Louisiana, where they have a 3,200 foot straightaway, and those Lamborghinis and Porsches are gonna fly down that straight. Pro instructors like Chris, Mental, and myself in the car with you, helping you explore the car's limits and learn how to drive the racing line. Save 25% when you use the code EveryoneRacers, no space, EveryoneRacers at xxspeed.com to book to get today. Extreme Experience, it's your turn.
Now, did we take out the Flocktoberfest stuff? I had the whole Flocktoberfest script in there.
Yeah, I know I have it.
It's not there.
Yeah, someone deleted it. I'm upset now. All right, well, let's point out that this weekend, and we'll talk about it more, we are pleased, excited even, to announce that we are the official media partners of the 2nd annual Flocktoberfest, which takes place this weekend at Faster Farms.
Yes, it does.
If you've ever wondered about the budget endurance racing scene, or you currently run with 24 Hours of Lemons, Lucky Dog Racing League, Champ Car, WRL, AER, NASA, SCCA, ABCD, EFG. Look, no matter who you run with, BMW, Porsche Club, this is your chance to attend North America's first, only, and largest endurance racing meetup of its kind. And it's the only one held at the Exotic Chicken Ranch. The 2nd annual Flocktoberfest will happen Saturday, October 6th, this weekend. 2018, 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and then the partying will begin because it will be camping and all kinds of fun. This is Oakley, California, rain or shine.
Now, there is free parking, but along with the infamous DC Doug, chickens will be wandering, so they're not responsible for any eggs laid in vehicles. But you can still get your discounted advance tickets. Kids 16 and under are free. So for that alcohol, you need to get yourself an alcohol OK wristband and then get your 16-year-old to drive you home. But new for this year, they do have overnight camping. Now, space is limited. Even tents, you need to get an advanced, limited, and reserved online. RV campers, you got to be self-contained because they've got no RV hookups. It's a chicken ranch, folks. No water, no electric, no gray water. Tent camping is okay. Get that camping permit, but open fires, flames, barbecues, because California is still on fire.
Absolutely. No exceptions to the alcohol wristbands, but we want to mention that event shirts, hoodies, ball caps, all available for purchase at the event, and net event proceeds will benefit the local Brentwood 4-H Club to support the future chicken ranchers of tomorrow. Future chicken. Something I didn't expect to say any day, but I say proudly. Questions, or if you want to help out, email info@flocktoberfest.com. Link in the show notes. But we're going to talk real deeply to our top dog, Cathy, as we move forward. So, I don't know, is there an intro, or are we just going to jump into it?
Wait, what? We got to listen to feedback.
We got some listener feedback, homeboy.
Sorry. I was going between two notes.
Well, you're just so excited.
I am excited.
She's
Cathy,
so
we
excited.
still, before we
Soon.
go on, before we go on,
Okay.
still available camping permits, or are you like all filled up?
No, we still have 8 camping slots left. It's been really popular this year. So
That's
brand
awesome.
new feature. And I want you guys to know you are the best media partner we could have asked for.
Yeah. Only media
Thank you.
partners. Listener feedback time.
We have a few. So Santiago Daniel Iglesias emailed us last month, and we never talked about it. On the heels of another drunk fan writing in, would you all be interested in doing an episode on grassroots level gravel rally racing? And we're all like, hell yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Sure.
Apparently, the only podcast covering U.S. rally racing, Open Paddock, focuses mostly on the pointy end of the field, big money, all-wheel drive. So boring, we don't care, but they sound boring. Let's have them on. So hopefully we'll talk
Absolutely.
soon.
Yes.
Santiago, let me just mention that this guy right here, the one speaking to you, wanted to go rally racing way before he ever went road racing, but they all happened on the other side of the Mississippi. So it's one of the reasons that we probably went road racing. So let me mention, a couple weeks ago, we also heard from Ben Carter on the Facebooks.
Yes.
He said, hello, I spoke to Mental Saturday night at Grid Life Atlanta for about 10 minutes. And about 10 minutes into our conversation, I realized I recognized him from his appearance on the Slip Angle podcast. So then he says, hey, you should check out the Everyone Racers podcast. He finally had a chance to listen to a few episodes over last weekend, and he is going to be adding it to his podcast rotation.
Yay.
And he said reach out on social media and ask for some stickers and whatnot. So I have already messaged him back and asked for his address.
And it's already in there, and I'll send them.
And go to iTunes and leave us a rating on iTunes, because we have to have it on iTunes. Yes. All right. And also from the Facebooks, our buddies Sam and Cindy. Hello, fellow low dollar racers. A certain number of episodes ago, can't remember how many. I think it was Jeff that mentioned he knew a company that would make custom race compound brake pads for basically any vehicle. Any way I could get that company's name. I'm having trouble sourcing rear brake pads for my Celica. Thanks.
Yeah, it's Porterfield. They were the ones that make all the weird brakes for us, and they will put any compound on any backing plate. So even if they don't have the backing plate for your car, if you send them a set of backing plates, they'll put any kind of race compound down it. So, like, they're the ones that make ST43s on the Oldsmobile Bravada calipers that we have, or we could have sent the Citroen inboard caliper backing plates to them, and they'll put whatever on it. So, give Porterfield a call. Mental first, then Jeff.
All right, and Lucky Dog folks, I hope you're racing, because I know you guys race some other stuff, and hashtag they should totally sponsor us.
Porterfield, sure. I just want to mention that we were having the same discussion in some of the Lemons forums, and somebody mentioned that they'll also do drums and shoes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Custom drums and shoes. So, definitely call Porterfield, whatever you need.
They'll put the friction material in anything, and really, for lighter cars, the SC43 is just amazing. If you're a little heavier, you can go to SC47, but you've got to be a heavy car to have that work. The 43s are fantastic. So.
Yeah, actually, somebody, and I don't have it up because I didn't know we were going to get this deep into it, said that they went to 47s, and they said it was entirely too much brake for their weight vehicle, and they went back to the 43s.
Yeah, even the 3,000-pound boat / Ombre was totally fine in the 43s. So you got to get up to like Mental, Jerry Ringle, and then big old Liz there.
Jerry,
they'd be all right with some 47s.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, teammates, former guests, and podcast copycats, Bill and the Garage Heroes in Training responded to our What You're Working On post with new car trailer floor and retheming El Jefe the boat / the Ombre. So good for them.
Yeah, I noticed in his post that he said he was the epoxy he used for his new trailer was some sort of custom mix. He made it work because he works for some sort of chemical company. And we email back and forth while we're at work. And I guess he meant to send to some other Jeff, like, hey, can you check these TPS reports and give me the specific he said, like, check my math of the specific gravities on these worksheets. And I was like, okay, but you have to check these constitutions of these new clubs. And he's like, oh, sorry, wrong Jeff. Kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Hey, you know who I don't email while I'm sitting at work?
You can.
Chrissy's mom. We're not email buddies, but we are podcast buddies.
She's
Hi,
very
Chrissy's
sick.
mom.
She will be happy to hear from you.
Oh, good. So, who's going to do the intro?
You.
Main topic.
So, main topic we've already mentioned. We are talking to Cathy, I'm going to try and say this right, McCause-Fuss. I'm looking for a nod. good. I'm great.
You got a drinking buddy in there with you. Who's your drinking buddy in there?
So this happens to be one of our pit marshals.
Ah, love her already.
That's Mrs.
The
Pit
meanest
Marshall.
of them all. Yes. So we run our business out of our local UPS store. So she manages UPS. So not only did she receive all of the beer mugs today that are going to Flocktoberfest, but she also volunteers all the time out on pit lane to keep people safe.
And my husband.
Yeah, so this is Dina Ridge that's here tonight. So,
well, Dina, welcome, and I want to mention thank you for joining us on the Everyone Racers podcast. Feel free to chime in because you don't need to know anything to be on this podcast. That's why we let Mental on.
I have no idea and no clue. We're all good.
All right. Well, and Dina, we'll be out there in January, and we'd like to also point out that we always bribe all of the corner workers with goodie bags. So make sure you get in on that.
Oh, can I put some little secret snacks in their goodie bags?
Oh yeah.
No. The
We're
goodie
gonna
bag
bribe
is
you.
coming to you. Exactly. And it's coming.
Oh, for
it's
me?
coming.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And it comes with Chrissy's mom's famous cookies.
I don't know that we
I don't
bring
think we
that
can
in
bring them
with
to
him.
California.
On the-
We'll
on the
mail
plane.
them. We'll mail
We
them.
can mail some stuff, sure.
Yeah,
are they edibles?
No, this is
No,
Pennsylvania.
They're cookies.
They're
with
We're a little more
cookies,
pure
butter
tonight
and
here
flour.
We're just kidding you.
the
You know, I heard
People's
you
Republic.
guys mention Jerry Ringles. Is that the gen out of Texas?
Oh, absolutely. He loves Lucky Dog racing. Yeah, he drives
He's
that big
never
Thunderbird.
raced with me, but he has a 30-inch decal on his trailer, so we love him. He needs to come out and race with us.
Come on
Yeah,
out.
no, he's a huge fan of the series. I try and race with him every February here in over in Alabama. He's a great guy.
Yeah, it just seems like he's.
I want to go to Alabama and race. Can we do that?
No, we're not going
we're
anywhere.
not.
Come on out. It's February. I've got an RV. You can stay in there. It'll be great.
All
right,
we
we'll
might be
have
staying there. So we are here to actually talk about all things Lucky Dog racing, especially scheduling, as mentioned earlier, and some of the fun things that happen when things don't go so well on the schedule. I guess that's a good way to start. You're building the schedule for next year. You already mentioned. We have no idea what it's like. We tell, we talk to Lemons people all the time. And we always say like, go to pit race. How come you don't do Summit Point anymore? We obviously have no idea what it's like to schedule a race series, what it's like to talk to these track owners. Give us some of the highlights and some of the lowlights. What's it take to build a schedule for a race?
I would have to say that I would rather have a root canal than to do our schedule every year. You got to remember, I spent 6 years with Champ Car as well. So I've been doing this for a while,
And you love this stuff. So to say something that painful, wow.
it is really, really crazy going through this whole process. And, you get people on Facebook saying, well, why don't you call Champ Car and Lemons and coordinate dates? The business does not work that way. You are lucky to get what you get. So it's like every little victory becomes a happy dance here at Lucky Dog World Headquarters, also known as my kitchen. So it's an interesting process. Actually, on Monday, I was up at Sonoma. We live about 20 minutes from Sonoma, so we're looking to add that to it. But the way that the tracks work is they put their pro races on their schedule first, then they put SECA, NASA, their conference racers in there, and then all of the crumbs are left over for the series. So that's why most of us race in December and January, because nobody would willingly request that thing. Just say it. So, no, it's an interesting time of year as we embark on our fifth season. And you really are only as good as your last race. You may have been a great customer of a track, and all it takes is one little episode like hacking a pylon, the lighted pylon at Laguna Seca, to cause you to get into some trouble. So yeah, you really have to be on your best behavior when you're working for these tracks to try to get dates. there are 400 other organizations, probably all BMW organizations, that are lined up and ready to go. So it's not a fun experience, and it's just a huge accomplishment when we all get to put out our schedules at the end of October.
Yeah, I just want to mention that when you say like you have to be on your best behavior, it's not just you, it's you get blamed for all the bad race behavior. So if someone were to catch a knife in the paddock or something, that's never happened at a Lemons event, or
You've got to remember, I'm somebody's mother, so for the most part, we don't get into too much trouble except for those races when we do have our tequila sponsor on property. But we have probably...
Mental brings his tequila sponsor every race, by the way.
I know. I'm working on that. To go with
I'm my own tequila sponsor, yes.
Yes, exactly. So no, more than half of our teams come from Lemons. And as I had mentioned before, I used to be the VP of marketing out at Altamont Motorsports Park here in the Bay Area, where Lemons did the first few races, and that's how I got started. I was out there racing. So it's just an interesting process to go through. And so being up in Sonoma on Monday was a great experience because, of course, I got all kinds of wineries. Ferrari was doing testing out there, and it makes you realize what we do seems kind of like Disneyland, but it's certainly there for sure. So, but I did want to mention, I haven't been. It was last month I was with you, and you guys are getting ready for the wedding. So we got to Oregon Raceway Park. Couple weekends ago, and we have a new team. They've just gotten married. They have spent their honeymoon camp Raceway. So I'm just talking Chrissy and somewhere that didn't involve.
Enjoy that.
Well, that's the problem is we all end up going on vacation. But we also, since the last time I talked to you guys, we went to the Indy race.
Yeah, you mentioned that you had some trouble there.
Well,
tell us all about that.
And I think Chrissy was going to lead into that about the IndyCar. Well, and you talk about it didn't involve vroom vroom, but how they got to the wedding involved vroom vroom.
Oh, I like that. All right,
yeah.
No comment.
Well, no, tell us about Indy Portland. I think Chris and Chrissy are a little frozen right now. They're logging back on. So
now we're here.
No,
we just turned the video off because everyone's getting choppy. We're trying to stop that.
It's interesting because open wheel. Oh, I think we've lost the whole group now.
No, we're still
here. They're here. They're here.
Just lost pictures.
They just turned off their video.
Okay, then that'll make it work better. So we're not particularly open wheel people. There's a lot of racing out there, just something we've never really gotten around to. But we did fly to Portland since we kind of consider it a home track. They're really good to us. And we get to Portland. We're watching fabulous racing at Indy. And what's so cool about that experience that I've never had at any other pro event is that drivers from all walks of life. I mean, you're standing right next to Mario Andretti and Ganassi and all these, just incredible people in motorsports. They were so accessible. So we had the opportunity to go up and visit a suite for a little bit. And the track manager from Portland, E.C. Mueller, stopped by to say hi and grab me, which I thought was nice. We ran his track twice a year. And he's like, Cathy, I need to talk to you. And I'm thinking, maybe it's about my 2019 dates. I'm all excited. So it turns out that one of the things that we did for Indy is we rented an RV area, and we called it Dogville. So there's about 75 racers that were on turn 4, which was a great place to be because nobody could get through the festival chicane in any of the series that weekend. And apparently the dogs in Dogville snuck onto the track and put 30 Lucky Dog decals on the brake markers so that it would appear on the TV throughout the Indy race.
Oh, that's kind of awesome.
And
I'm both sides why that's mad and awesome.
I know. I'm horrified thinking, oh, I'm not going to get my 2019 dates now. And thinking to myself, who would do such a thing? And then thinking, that was really clever. I think how could they were. So the track did find 27 of the 30 decals. And if you watch the race, Willpower hit turn 12 tire wall, and all of a sudden my phone blew up with everybody saying, Will just got lucky in turn 12. So apparently there was a sticker that still remained out there.
Nice.
So
Great.
they did an amazing job bringing, after 11 years, bringing it back. And I was really, really impressed with the motorsports community in Portland is unbelievable. People just don't realize the Pacific Northwest in racing. I mean, that's where we get our biggest car counts.
And it's where our favorite track is. So
it's been a good place to be, and we race at so many tracks up there. But I was so horrified to find out that there were decals on brake markers.
I was going to say, I'll introduce you to the Rally Baby folks. They have managed to get that Rally Baby sticker. I know many places.
With Rally Babies in Seneca Lodge one time. I know that quite well.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh, that is
that's a black car kind of place to end up. Yeah.
So we're excited because Indy is actually going to be coming to Laguna Seca next year in September. So
Excellent.
we've already rented an Airbnb, and I think you guys should book your tickets and come with.
We will do that.
Is there going to be Dogville at Laguna Seca for that race, or just everybody hanging out?
I think we're going to have to do Dogville, but I just thought it could be a great 1-year wedding anniversary trip.
Well, and this the thing is I'm probably going to end up closer to the West Coast. There's a 90% probability, and I do have an RV. If 3 other hosts of this show wanted to end up out there,
I'm sure there'll be Dogville. Don't you worry about that. I'm confiscating all decals ahead of time, though.
Great.
But
don't worry.
last week
Just put them on the track. It'll be fine. They won't get mad at
It'll
all.
be fine. True. No,
We bring our own decals.
Weekend,
It's okay.
Laguna Seca hosted Rensport, and it was the 70th anniversary of Porsche. So we had several dogs. Our home here in Martinez, which happens to be the birthplace of Martini, is a good stopping point for teams. So we have a lot of teams that just end up crashing at our house on the way. So we hosted quite a few people this weekend.
That's awesome.
I saw the show on Instagram and was tremendously impressed, only because I'm a Porsche geek. So
and the tractors.
The tractor was awesome. The pig tractor was fantastic.
They took the tractors off of the track at turn 5. They didn't let them go down the corkscrew. Really, 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 really sad.
A lot of them were towing some pretty heavy implements, so that would have been a little rough.
One of our favorite Puff-A-Lump burrito eating folks was all bragging that she got to drive a Porsche tractor.
Oh, really? Is she from Texas?
Yeah, it was all over all of her interwebs. Yeah.
Yeah, she races with us too, and I love her. She comes down for a 24-hour Button Willow race. So
she doesn't bring that god-awful Volkswagen of hers, does she?
Oh, no, we find something much nicer.
We'll actually be discussing that, quote, journalist later in the show. So, Cathy, did you get the Portland date or the Sonoma dates? You said you were.
My lips are sealed until we release our schedule.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get anything else. So let's
please send us a copy, because we will absolutely tell all of our listeners, all 47 of them, that they need to be out there running some Lucky Dog. And Jerry, I'm looking at you, buddy. Get out there and run a Lucky Dog race, and Liz.
So instead of talking specifics, how about some generalities? You're out here, you're looking at all these different facilities. You're talking about track management, how you'd rather get your teeth drilled. Is there anything facility-wise, including like maybe just management who won't play along, that like they wanted you and you turned them down? Like there's something wrong with a track or something wrong with a person where you just
never happens in racing.
No, anybody will have you take it, right?
It's like sex. Some sex is better than no sex. Who turns down a racetrack? Come on.
I don't know.
Oh.
Clearly, you have
Or
never
pizza.
been to English Town.
That's true.
There's some tracks. Honestly, there are some tracks that we know that Lemons will not run anymore. There are tracks that I do not feel safe at that I won't go to. English Town.
Well, mental. Come on, English Town is like if it's same range as like pizza, like even bad pizza, like it's still pizza, right?
It's
No,
still
English Town is like
pizza.
English.
Exactly.
No,
I'm pretty
English
sure
Town
English
is
Town is the
Ilios.
one with
Ilios.
Ilios that hasn't been baked yet. Like still frozen.
English Town is going to leave you with pus oozing scabs afterwards. I'm not doing that.
All right, that doesn't sound like much fun. We're blessed here on the West Coast. We've got some amazing tracks, so we'll all catch on fire or fall in the ocean after an earthquake. But
Until then, enjoy the
cardboard
track.
will shut you down. Don't forget that. It could always be the politicians.
Or Button Willow is about to be the most gorgeous seaside track in the Western.
That's true.
There you go.
True. You know, you guys were talking about the environmental impact report, and I've been through that with a track before, actually 2 tracks, and it's a terrible, expensive experience. But unfortunately, in February, a Lemons team that was racing with us ended up with valley fever that was caught at Button Willow. Which is, so we're joking about this bacteria.
Googling valley fever as we speak.
I bet it comes from having to wave your arms in a bathroom to get the lights to come on.
So that place is a little scary. No, there are places, obviously, every track, I don't know, it has a really endearing quality. I mean, you go to places like Willow Springs. Not a lot of amenities, very historic, so easy to do business with. And then you go to some place like Laguna Seca, and we're absolutely spoiled. People come from all over the world to come to a track like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we've been really, really lucky, not to be ridiculous with this lucky stuff. But we've been very lucky with the tracks that we get to race with. And we always make sure we take very good care of the tracks and the corner workers and the staff. Yeah, as you guys know, motorsports can be a thankless job, and it certainly doesn't pay anything. So we always try to make sure that they get plenty of tequila from our sponsor.
The best way to make a small fortune in racing, start with a large one.
Big fortune.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention that valley fever is a fungal infection caused by the Coccidioides organisms and can cause fever, chest pain, and coughing, among other signs and symptoms.
No alcohol for a year.
No, real.
Whoa.
Now Mental's upset.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's
No alcohol for a year. Actually,
doctor said I'm going to have to die because that ain't working for me.
Yeah, it was not a good situation. And this Lemons team out here has just been remarkable. They actually print all of Lucky Dog's apparel, too. They're the coolest people. So we felt very bad about taking them with us to Button Willow, and they ended up in a pressurized hospital room for.
And now somehow they're much more productive in printing all those branded material. I don't know how.
They're not drinking.
Yeah.
I'm getting my T-shirts on time.
Oh, that's a shame.
So I joke about that. Amazing group of people. So I'll put a shout out to David Kuna, Race Art. They do great work, and in fact, they printed everything for Flocktoberfest. So
Excellent.
good lead-in.
So yeah, we're excited about Flockfest. The advanced ticket sales are right now 4 times what they were last year.
Yeah. Excellent.
Racers are last minute people, so we know we'll have a lot of gate traffic. But if folks buy a ticket online, it's $10. At the gate, it's $20. And we've got lots
They're
of fun.
also cheap son of a bitches, so they're probably going to buy.
Yeah,
they all are.
exactly. Well, and then,
That's
but also
another podcast. How cheap these guys are. But we're going to have the famous chicken car there, of course. So chicken car will be there, as well as the upside down Camaro. One of these days, we're going to get Speedy Cop to come out here with us. He needs to. He's been out to race with me in this last January, but he needs to come out.
We love Jeff. Here's how you get Jeff out there. Have a
TV
television
cameras.
camera. Yeah, pretty
TV
much.
cameras.
And again, I love Jeff. Love Jeff to death. But Jeff, they're television cameras. He'll show up.
Where?
The doorbell will ring immediately. You won't even know how he got out there that quick.
He's probably moving right now. Just he heard. Someone's in TV cameras.
He hooked up on that horse, and he's on his way out here.
And there's not much Jeff won't do for his friends. He is a fantastic guy, but yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have the Upside Down Camaro. We've got a live band called Branded, real big here in Northern California.
Awesome.
A rock country band. We've got 2 food trucks. Plus
Yay.
So it's going to be an exciting day. And then I think the best part will be camping overnight. And that property is owned by Gavin and Kristen Hembry that run
everything.
Team TCT.
Actually.
Yeah, everything. And you guys didn't mention them for Buttonwillow. This last weekend, they took the Aqua Volvo, which you were probably familiar with, and they've now turned it into Volvo's moose avoidance vehicle.
Oh, with the big moose on top of it. I didn't realize that was them.
I didn't make that connection. That is so great.
Yeah. So this new car will be on display, but so many
It's
teams
gonna
bring-
dominate.
Yeah,
It's
for
going
those
to be
who
really exciting weekend.
For those who haven't
and we already
followed-
have a date for next year, October 5th,
Ooh.
2019.
All right,
We're getting
October
over
5th,
there.
2019. All right, no,
Yep.
because
Write it down,
there'll
mental.
be exactly. There'll be an ugly RV at Flocktoberfest next year. October, yeah, no.
Just one?
Yeah,
There will be a bunch.
All I need's the one. It's
yeah.
just,
Only one with a license plate that says mental ward in the front. So
All right. We can't wait.
yeah.
We'll make sure that you get a free media pass.
That's right. And honestly, I'll pay to get in as long as you can promise to keep DC Doug out of my RV. And there's a story behind that. So yeah.
Oh, that I cannot promise. He's in charge of parking this year.
I don't know. Maybe you should.
that won't go badly at all.
And Doug is another one of those guys that would actually rip his own kidney out with a spork if he thought it would help his fellow man. So we love him.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. He'll go to the local dirt track with us, and we just have a blast with him. But you're absolutely right. That guy take a sword for you. So yes, I put him in charge of parking this year.
Look,
So this will be interesting.
he's really good at parking. Parking his drunk fat ass in our RV and passing out. That's what he's
Or our boat,
or the boat. Absolutely.
or staying in our RV that was locked, but fortunately he was on the inside and could unlock it because
True.
we were locked
Yeah.
out.
He was very helpful.
Or stumbling into a rented RV in Oklahoma and staring at one of my teammates and says, "Who the hell are you? And why are you in here?"
Well, he lives at the chicken ranch now.
Oh, that's
I
excellent.
know.
No idea.
We've been talking about him at the chicken ranch at Flocktoberfest, not realizing that that's where he actually lives.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's chicken
awesome.
king out there.
Well, we miss seeing Doug out here. Oh well.
Oh, he's a great guy, and he's
He
so
is.
helpful to
He
us.
is.
We adore
He
him.
sent us,
So.
He sent us a message and he said, "Hey, you guys are talking about Flocktoberfest. I'm out there every year. I never miss it." I never knew he was living out there, but yeah, and again, it just if I had only $1 left in this world and I needed to protect that dollar, I'd give it to Doug, and I guarantee you, I'd get $1.25 back a year later because that's the kind of guy he is.
That's the kind of guy he is. I'll let you know how the parking goes.
Excellent.
Well, you're going to have to let us know how everything goes,
Absolutely.
including
I was
parking.
going to say,
but
no chickens will be injured in this process. Is what I've assured,
I hope
Yeah.
so.
I've assured Kristen and those guys.
I'm
Well, do
sure.
you guys want, I've got one last thing that's pretty important.
Well, yeah.
Didn't we talk about giving away an entry to somebody?
Yay. Yes.
It was on our list. We were getting to it. Let's hear it.
You're awesome.
So for those listeners who haven't been listening because you just tuned in today,
Oh,
it's
come
too
on.
damn late. You missed it. Kathy was giving away a free entry. Which race was it to?
Any race
Any
you
race.
wanted.
Any race in the series. There was a bit.ly. It is entirely too late if you're listening to this podcast. It's over. A winner has been selected. Or maybe nobody clicked the link at all. But then, Cathy, please lie to us and tell us at least somebody clicked the link.
You know, there were people really, really clicking links. I was impressed.
Oh, yeah.
And
At least 47 of them, and one of them was Chrissy's mom. So, yeah.
oh no, I want to know who the Fischer family is.
Oh, yeah, I know them.
Clearly, the Fischer family is their aunt, their cousins, their grandma, their two kids, their ex-wives, their local grocer, and probably the newspaper
Dog,
delivery person
the cat,
entered on their
the
behalf.
fish.
And they were so impressive to me that Bill Fischer is going to be the recipient, and he better drive out from Pennsylvania. That's all I have to say. That man was relentless.
I'm sure.
Oh,
wow.
Bill
45
Fischer's our
of the listeners.
podcast copier.
Yeah.
And he actually emailed us before he started racing and said, "Hey, how do I get started in this?" And we ended up selling him one of the old 3-pedal Mafia race cars. And if you get on Instagram and you follow Garage Heroes in Training, they are hysterical, and it is an entire family effort. You actually probably couldn't have given it to a better group of people, because he's going to bring both of his kids and his wife, and it is
no, not unless they're school. If they're school, their butts are in school.
That's why Jeff
without them.
That's why Jeff
Well,
has
they
a
clearly
racing
had time to enter this drawing. Their family was very attentive.
He's the guy that I email at work. Trust me, this guy's got nothing but time.
Oh, I love it. So
and you guys are talking about he works for an adhesive company.
Something
according
like
to
that.
LinkedIn, according to LinkedIn, he's the president.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe so.
Hashtag they should totally sponsor Lucky Dog Racing.
Yeah.
I think they need to pack it up and come on out. Anyway, it was delightful to see how enthusiastic that group was about this. And I did go to their Garage Heroes in Training page, and I'm like, these are the kind of people that really embody the spirit of grassroots endurance racing. So
Absolutely
we hope
true.
they come out. I
Yeah.
hope they'll.
They will.
They will.
They
Without
will.
a doubt, they will.
And
If
they
he's
will
going to buy a
finish
car on the way
strong.
there, he will make it happen.
Exactly.
So, Cathy, just a quick question. Have you notified them?
I
Because
haven't.
This is it. This is the notification. This is exciting because there are only three people on the planet that I can guarantee listen every week as soon as we upload.
All right.
Jason Hopkins,
Of
Chrissy's
course.
mom, and Bill Fischer.
Okay. I'm glad it's going to a good home. So we'll reach out to him offline and send him his gift certificate. So it's good for up to 6 drivers. So
Oh yeah.
Heck
Great.
yeah.
And if he's smart, he won't when you release the dates for Laguna Seca next year, because Jeff literally has his vacation form filled out. He's just
Absolutely.
waiting for the dates.
Waiting.
That's all.
Wait for the dates.
And
I figure we might see him in January. That's what I'm hoping.
I've already
already-
told my principal I'm just going to be sick those days.
My
I got-
wife has promised each year that we will go to 24 hours of Daytona. And each year I say, oh, no, I have a race. Need to travel for that. We won't be going this year. So she already knows we're not going to Daytona this year.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations.
Congratulations,
to
Bill.
the, Bill
Yes,
Fischer
congrats,
family.
Yeah,
And
so
his grandma and his aunts and his cousins.
His,
And his
po-
grocer.
his
and-
postman and the,
Yes.
everybody.
Doctor.
So, Cathy, anything else that we've missed? You've, again, blown us away at how wonderful of a guest you are. I told some random Lemons employee last week on this podcast that you were my favorite, and it still holds.
Yeah, we told
Totally.
we're like it was right after we introduced Flocktoberfest, and we talked about the giveaway, and we said you really kind of need to step it up over there in Lemons Land, and he went what?
Yeah, you're not
Oh,
getting
they
it.
sent us a box of T-shirts for the event. They do their part.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
All right.
They do their part. We get a box of shirts and all kinds of swag.
No,
So
we
they
love
did their
lemons. They just don't
We
give
do
away
too.
crap. They just don't give
We
away
do
crap
too.
on our podcast.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And we tried, and they're like, no.
Yeah, whatever.
Do you need crap to give away in your podcast?
No.
We just
No,
did that.
We just did. It was
That wasn't
did
crap.
way up. And actually, yeah,
It wasn't crap. No,
it
no.
totally wasn't crap. It was an amazing free entry to one of your outstanding races. Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
We'll have to drop you some goodies. We'll take care of you.
Okay, now I've got to do your pool and trim your palm trees. I'm running out
There's
of
no
yard
palm
work.
trees here.
I don't. What other yard work can I be doing?
Sonoma. They're Northern California. They're no
Already-
palm trees up there.
You
You're
could
already the
sweep
pool
the
boy.
driveway or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Yes,
have
it's
to.
called
Exactly.
redwood trees, not palm trees. Wrong part of the state.
All right, there we go. All right,
With
That's
it.
all.
that's
So
awesome.
excellent. Let's wrap this up unless there's anything else anybody's got to say.
And
we'll-
I, if no one else, we're doing on the spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
so.
Kathy, I'd like you in on this on the spot.
So,
Okay.
Kathy, you may not be aware because you probably don't listen to the show. You're not one of the 47. Mental is going to give us a question that we must react to with little thought. He's just gonna say what the topic is, call us out, and we must answer immediately our gut reaction to on the spot question. And I'm winding up waiting for Mental to look up so I know he's listening. Tell us about on the spot.
So in 2 weeks, we're having former and sometimes teammate, puffle up loving, burrito eating, lucky dog racing, quasi finger
Bean
quotes
drinking.
journalist Steph Schrader is going to be on our show.
Yes.
She just moved, and she moved to a neighborhood where she actually gets real trick-or-treaters. And we were having an extended text conversation about what
You're
she
having a
goes-
what
A what
conversation?
conversation?
extended text.
Oh, that's
There's
not
a-
what she
not what I
said.
heard.
There's a distinct T. All right, first off,
No.
Steph Schrader has some class, and she can do way better than me. Secondly, I'm married to a Mexican, and she'll cut me. All right, so but first
Still
off,
not what you said, but cool.
all right, so she wants to know what should she go as this Halloween, Chrissy.
What is the question?
What should
What
Steph
should
Schrader?
Steph Schrader go for his Halloween because she's going to have trick or treaters this year at her house.
My favorite costume.
We love
is
chupacabras out here.
Yes.
There we go.
Chupacabras. Good
Great.
choice.
There we go. That's a great one.
a ghost.
That is so weak.
Oh, it's my favorite costume. Nobody does that. It's so funny.
I'm ready. My favorite costume forever is the Unabomber. But I'm not talking about like Ted Kaczynski in the orange suit. I'm talking about like the Wanted poster. So you get a hoodie. You get a hoodie and a big pair of Elvis glasses, and then you just have a box, like a cigar box, and it says on it like not a bomb. And then you just go around and you leave it places. That is a costume.
You're so
Oh.
weird.
So
Wow.
wrong.
Chris, what do you think?
Chris.
I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point after Jeff. Yeah, I was gonna say the most frightening thing in the world is a BMW club racer, so that's a good start.
No, there you go. We'd say Porsche racer, but her Porsches would never get out of the house.
Sometimes don't get on track.
There you go.
So what was
promo. That was a
I-
promo for 2 weeks. Let's promo
I told
next
her to
show.
go. I told her to go as Patsy Cline, do the big beehive hairdo, get a '50s dress, and then answer the door with a bottle of whiskey in her hand.
That won't scare him off at all.
No.
No, it's Texas.
Texas. All right. So next show's promo, inspired by real life events. Effing Jersey, man. What is the matter with New Jersey? All those racing rules, are they too invasive or are they not invasive enough? Are they saving lives? Or are they just adding bureaucracy? And if you can't tell by my opinion where I lie, but the reality is the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. And folks, for a first in our 54 episodes, we're actually going to do some research on this topic, and we're all going to come to the board with our opinions and how we got and how New Jersey got there, because everyone here has raced in New Jersey.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
sign
we're-
up for any research.
Yeah. I just want to mention that we are.
Guy doesn't want to do any research.
For those of you not in New Jersey, we are using the New Jersey laws as a step-off point about do laws deserve to be getting in the middle of the racetrack. So when you have promoters and you have people like Cathy who are throwing a race event, she has all kinds of rules. Should the government layer rules on top of that, as they frequently do in the state of New Jersey? She's rolling her eyes. We know where you are, Cathy, on this one. But we already talked about environmental regulations. I mean, in Jersey, you can't even put gas in a can that's not red. So Jersey happens to be the worst of it. But really, it's just going to be about government intervention in this sport that we call racing. Did I sum that up okay?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And folks, if you've got input, we absolutely want to hear it on everyone.racers@gmail.com. Throw it up on the Facebook, direct messages, get a hold of us on Instagram, Twitter, all of those social medias, everything about that. Cathy, what else do you need to promote for your absolutely delightful race series? And when can we expect this very exciting Lucky Dog 2019 schedule?
If we survive Flocktoberfest, chickens are a very dangerous occupation. We're going to be releasing our schedule on November 1st and opening registration. And we encourage folks to go to our website, make sure they're on the mailing list. The Lucky Dog Laguna Seca races, which we call Lucky Laguna, they sell out within an hour. And last year, more than 2/3 of our races were sold out. We put a cap on our races. We usually, depending upon the track, only take 60 to 80 cars. So we encourage folks to get on the mailing list. It'll be on the website, the forum, social media, email blasts. But we're really excited to put out the new schedule. Hard to believe it's our 5th season coming up.
It's the way you run things, it's not hard to believe at all. And that is genuinely and legitimately impressive, especially in these great tracks that you guys limit that stuff. That is fantastic.
Awesome.
Cool.
Any social media or email addresses you want to plug, Cathy?
Well, I want to make sure that folks go out and visit www.racelucky.com. That happens to be our hashtag as well, RaceLucky, and you'll find us on all social media outlets. And we encourage you to visit our forums, which are called the Dog File. And you'll find that as a link off of our website. So, and we're excited to have our new Discovery TV show coming out in December as well, Chase and Racing. So that'll have to be another discussion on a future podcast.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring it back when that show comes out.
Yes, please.
I still love the sizzle reel that's out there. Yeah. And talk about sizzling. This has been a sizzling show. Thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe with the button on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. If you have any questions or want to give us show ideas, or there's a funny law in your land that has gotten in the way of your racing, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or head over to iTunes and give us that 5-star review. That will guarantee some stickers and a read. If you'd rather not join us on the Book of Faces or iTunes, just email us at everyone.racers@gmail. everyone.racers@gmail.com, or find us on the Instagram or Twitter, Everyone Racers. Thanks again, and thanks to Cathy. Again, my favorite guest.
Seriously.
Until next week, keep the chicken side up. Unless there are no chickens. And then just keep the wheels down.
Keep the Doug side down.
And then you're not at Flocktoberfest.
Yet.